good thing is most nose bleeding can be managed at home.
Yes.
Especially for the anterior bleeds can be managed at home by simple first aid measures. So you'll find 60% of nosebleeds actually are managed at home or in school, in the classroom, in the playing field. It occurs and the friends are able to help, or the patient is able to help themselves and they don't need to go to hospital. Problem is the other about like 10% that usually require hospitalization, usually because they've had excessive nose bleeding or they've been having nose bleeding like every other day. So their HB, the hemoglobin is going low, so they're going into anemia, or they suffered like massive nose bleeding on that particular day, let's say following an accident or something.
Yes.
So they would have massive nose bleeding which can't be stopped by first aid measures. Then those ones will require hospitalization.
All right, and now if you have a pattern and a sequence and series of nose bleeding, you want to go to the comment section. Let's help you understand and know what you ought to do this very minute. We are at Lookup TV. We are live right now. But Dr. we've touched on, the drying of the nose lining, for example. But we could go deeper, though. There are certain blood vessels that are implicated in the nose, veins, arteries. Is there any relationship if we go further into the biology to understand what happens?
Sure. Simply put, so basically the function of the nose is to humidify or to warm the air before it's taken into the lungs. And because of this, we need numerous blood vessels in the nose to assist in this function. And we have something that is more or less like a convergence of vessels, which we call an anastomosis. And as we talked about earlier, we have an anterior and posterior type of nosebleed. So the blood vessels in the anterior or the front part of the nose